Hello, everybody. Good morning, and welcome back to the 13th episode of ASCENT Talks. My name is Ajit, and I'm an ASCENT member for over a decade, and I lead Nova, an air conditioning company, and Pure Blue, a tech-enabled startup in the air conditioning domain. And my co-host, as usual, is Aleem. How are you doing, Aleem?
Good morning, Ajit. Good morning, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Aleem. I lead a advertising company called Synapse, and I'm an asset member for the past 5-6 years. I can't keep count, but yeah, it's great to be here, Ajit.
Awesome. So, for people who are joining us for the first time, a quick intro to ASCENT. ASCENT is a not for profit expression of Harsh Mariwala, Chairman Marico Ltd, and his passion to identify high potential growth stage entrepreneurs and enable them to grow their enterprise and enrich their entrepreneurial journey. Launched in 2012, ASCENT today empowers more than 850 entrepreneurs across India. Ascent is designed as a unique, powerful peer to peer platform that leverages the power of the collective through self facilitated groups called trust groups, which enables entrepreneurs to share and exchange experiences, ideas, insights, and create a healthy ecosystem to learn from each other. Ascent Talks, held every Friday 11 a.m., is about Ascent members and their interesting entrepreneurial journeys. So today on the 13th episode, Aleem, let's welcome our guest today.
Absolutely. And welcoming today is Naveen Prakash, the co-founder of Global Logistics, a company engaged primarily in LCL consolidation, freight forwarding, and project logistics since its inception in 2006. Global Logistics is located in 19 locations across India with an employee strength of 200 logistic professionals. After completing his bachelor's in economics from Madras Christian College, he worked for two leading logistics firms, Freight Systems and All Cargo Global Logistics. For more than 15 years, he's been leading the Consolidators Association of India, Chennai chapter and as president and co-chair with Supply Chain Committee of South India Chambers of Commerce and Industry. With his network of more than 2,500 MSME customers and international logistics network, he has a good insight about the industry's opportunities and challenges. So, welcome, Naveen, and let's kick off the show by knowing about your business, the nature of your business, about the markets, and also what's unique about what you do.
Hi, Aleem. Thank you so much for welcoming me. Ajit, thank you again. Um, Thanks for the introduction of my company. So basically, as a product-wise, we are into logistic business. Specifically, our company is into the LCL consolidation business. What it really means is that any exporter or importer or the trader or the custom broker or the freight forwarders who work on behalf of these importer exporters, whenever any shipment is a small shipment and it will not fill a whole container, like a part container only they need to book, they give the shipment to us both into India and export out of India. So this way we use a hub and scope mechanism, hubs being in say in Far East, in Hong Kong, Singapore, or in Europe, in Germany or Rotterdam. We serve nearly 2,500 destinations with a combination of our hub and scope method. So this really is helpful for any customer who got a cargo which is not going to fill the whole container. So basically a consolidation, what we call it, or LCL Group 8 business. That's a core business. But of course, we also do full container, air freight, local domestic transportation and warehousing, as well as a value-add service to customers. So pretty simple.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Naveen, when COVID hit, it is the pharma companies we all thought made money. But you guys made a lot of money, man. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
shipping
Yeah.
was the biggest culprit for
Yeah.
actually all costs going up. So, I mean, it's important for all of us to realize how important it is part in the value chain. And why did those prices go up? What actually happened here?
So, I mean, we all heard of the word collateral damage, but we really heard about collateral beneficiaries. So, it so happened that during this panic of COVID, nobody knew how to go about it, and everybody was in a buy and keep and mode. Especially the economies which could afford, like US and Europe, they have enough financial resources. So they thought that world is going to come to an end. Why not stock everything? So how you saw the fight for the toilet papers. That's how it started, and people are buying more toilet papers. I don't know for whatever reasons. And these toilet papers don't come in normal container. They come in 40-foot high cube containers. And I would just say, for letting you know about this particular commodity itself, you can imagine how many thousands of containers they would have ordered. And everybody knows the factory of the world is in China. So all these containers need to move from China to US West Coast, Los Angeles. And the ship sizes, right from 5,000, 6,000 container ship, now we're talking about 24,000 TEU container ships. So these ships carry so much of cargo to the port of Los Angeles, and the port of Los Angeles was having more than 25 to 40 these kind of ships waiting outside the port. This caused complete congestion, but people still wanted to buy in US and Europe. So this really boosted the freight cost, because any ship would operate to a location, or any aircraft would operate to a location where the customers are willing to pay a premium. So, for example, a container which is costing $6,000 from Shanghai to Los Angeles was being sold at $40,000 per container. So
Wow.
nobody was willing to, yeah. So nobody was willing to come to India, or to say to any other country, any ship. So if we have to call a ship here, we have to pay them that kind of premium. So it happened globally. So that was the trickle down effect, or you call us, big avalanche, I would say. And being a freight forwarder or a booking agent for a shipping line, my margins are always in the percentage of the total freight that I book. So you can do the math. If I'm talking about 1%, what is my margin? If I'm talking about 10%, what is my margin? So my margin always is the same. So the profitability increased, the turnover increased. Obviously, the container which you're buying for 1,000, you're buying for 6,000. Your turnover increases by 6 times. So that was the effect. Of course, it's completely gone back, reverse, like a tsunami. It had come. Again, customers are enjoying the freight benefits what they were having pre-COVID now. So just
So Aleem, the Aleem moral of the story is, in developing world, if you and me are struggling for our life, the developed people will run for toilet paper. That's the irony. That's the
I mean,
moral of the what Naveen just
moral of the
explained
story.
to us.
And people in the finance world, they know that US built printed around $3 trillion of money, which help everybody to make money, rather. So it's
But
like
Naveen,
that.
how big is this industry? You were talking about it's come back to its prices, but what are the opportunities that's available within this industry for growth and for new entrepreneurship or for scaling up? What is it? Just give us a little insight into this whole industry for people who don't understand logistics.
It's a very exciting industry, because even it's one of the oldest industries in the world. Ships were sailing across the world for trading thousands and thousands of years ago. But it's always remained as a sunrise industry because of different verticals in the business. As we're talking about e-commerce now, India is one of the biggest markets for e-commerce, where our warehousing is 90% unorganized. Every warehouse is only 10,000 square feet kind of a size. Where for doing e-commerce business, you might need around 1 to 2 lakh square feet of a warehouse to do efficient business. So there's a huge market in warehousing. Our transportation is not connected properly internally, either by rail or by road. As more roads are getting built up, you can put better trucks. Why we have a bad quality or smaller trucks? Because the road is so bad. I mean, you can't invest huge money on a truck where the roads are going to be bad. But better infra coming in, better roads coming in, you're going to see the trucks which you see in Europe, they're going to come to India. Similarly, we have the huge coast, 7,200 kilometers of coastal line, which has to be connected by our own domestic Indian flagged ships, which can carry cargo from one port to another port. So, having said that, our industry is growing almost more than 12 to 15% growth rate, which is much higher compared to our GDP. So, you can imagine the potential that we have in our business. Every player who comes into the industry has some role to play for themselves. They don't have to feel threatened about it. And especially the government policies towards it, like the PM Gati Shakti, the Sagar Mala project, we have national logistic policy which is being announced. All this is really to boost the efficiencies and economies in logistics, and moreover, how a logistic cost can get cheaper. So obviously, to do something different, we are also seeing blossoming of a lot of new tech enabled, or tech companies coming into logistics. So I would say everybody has a role to play, and it's really going pretty fast. So yeah.
And Naveen, in this cluttered market, what differentiates global logistics? What is it that's different about you? What is it that you do differently that retains your customers, grows your customer base, things like that?
So I mean, from the beginning, we were always a LCL logistics player. So in our particular industry, what we could do different because it's a productized, completely a product. So basically, there is no premium in any product. Everybody's offering same thing, homogeneous. So we don't have much different to do actually. That's what we felt initially. But we thought, okay, why can't we create certain products with premium? For example, our service from Japan to India, as everybody knows, if any importer is buying a commodity from Japan, it's definitely not a ordinary product. It's going to be a expensive one. It's going to be high value one, and it has to be time bound. So that particular service, what we do is that we bring all a container directly from Japan to India to Navasheva and Chennai, and where the customers are willing to pay a premium of three times higher freight compared to our competition. So we thought that there is a possibility for us to have some premium services where a service is not commoditized, but people pay for the value of the service. So that's one thing that we have done. And secondly is that we have also gone in different verticals, like we bought our own containers. So existing containers, customers, they can use our own containers also. And pretty soon, in a week or two, we're going to launch our own ship service, our own container ship, which is going to ply between Chennai and Pondicherry port, which is going to carry the containers. Instead of going by road, you can go by ship. Of course, very good for the ecology. You can also save a lot of time and safety of the cargo. So I think it's going to be a big differentiator coming forward in next couple of years.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Naveen, in the last episode we had as a member Ratul. He said he was working for ICICI and he and his
Yeah.
friends went for a drink and they decided a business chalu karega. All right, that's how
Okay.
they. What's your story, man? You were also from a similar. You work for our all cargo, and three of you all got together and you
Yeah.
all decided to start the and I want you to not only take us through that journey of being professional, getting into entrepreneurship, but also it's never easy, right? Entrepreneurship, especially when you get out from a profession. What are the challenges that you face? So share that with us. Take some time out and share that with us. And that's going to be a lot of interest to all our viewers.
Okay. So just a small brief about myself. When I joined Allcargo in 2000, year 2000, I was given a lot of challenging jobs to basically to set up the whole team in Chennai, then expand the business into South India. And I was told that they're number one in Bombay and Delhi, so they should want to be number one in South as well. So that was my clear mandate. As you said, it's a Warren Buffett gives only one target to his CEOs. Similarly, my chairman had given me only one target, that he wanted to be number one in the market and nothing else. So I really had to, put the team together and get things done. And within a very short span of time, we were the number one operator in the whole of South India, including all the ports and all the branches. We had 6 branches, and we developed a team of almost 250 professionals. And after that, I was given another project to do the CFS, that is the container freight station project in all cargo. And I also handled some project shipments where, for the NTPC and things like that. So at a very young age, I was exposed to a lot of challenging jobs, including overseas travel, negotiations, and stuff like that. So being exposed as an entrepreneur inside the organization really helped me to have that kind of confidence to start a business. Number one. Number two is that I was, after completion, company got listed, and we were all looking out to do something different after doing something challenging in your early part of life. So turning 30s, and wanted to start business. So I was quitting and thinking about my own business. At the same time, other two colleagues in Bombay, similar thing. They also spent 10 to 12 years, and they were talking in Bombay, Asif and Just, to start a company. So in fact, they had called me and they said that we heard that you're quitting the company. What's your plan? I said, I'm going to start on my own. They said, even we're planning to start on our own. Would you like to join us? So I said, what are the terms? They said, equal. I said, okay, no, it's all the same. We're from the same background, all from the commercial side of it. So getting business was not difficult. Definitely operations side, we didn't have much of exposure. We had an idea about it. But I would like to say that we quickly put a team together who were good in operations and finance. So the back office is taken care. So we were doing business. Company was generating a lot of business initially itself. As you asked about challenges, the challenges were always what we call as a good problem. Basically, we had more business than we could handle. So either operationally or financially. So that's the learning curve for us, because managing funds, cash flows, and it's nothing that we've not done so in depth as an employee, because they definitely had a much experienced people in the organization where we worked before who took care of these aspects of the business, uh, which was a learning curve for us. And of course, certain hard, tough moments where you're stuck without money because you're having more business than that you really thought that you would be having. And of course, operationally also certain mistakes were done on documentation side, how files not to be maintained and things like that, which caused us some kind of bleeding financially also. But okay, quickly we learned our lessons and put the system together, and we started developing our own system. We hired people who can develop the system indigenously, because we could not afford what was available in the market. So that was a good learning curve for us, and over a period of time, things become better. And yeah, so I would say that the major issue that what we faced was this one. And secondly, when the organization started growing, we wanted to go even faster. So hiring has always been challenging. As I talked to all my members in the SN group also, recently also, that every time the issue is of about human resource, about right kind of people to join the organization. So logistics is never a first choice for any person who was born in India, as long as I know, unless your parents have that business. So everybody wants them to be the doctor, engineer, or a chartered accountant, or a lawyer maybe, but not a logistician. And that too, a salesperson in logistic company is like totally impossible. So anybody who does not become anything in life, they come to logistics. And person who doesn't do anything in logistics operation, he gets into sales. So we are the bottom most layer kind of people, in hiring circles. So it's very difficult to get talented people in our industry. But of course, we take freshers, we train them. There are good institutes who give us good candidates who've been brushed up about logistics, make job little easier. But I think post COVID, as we say, COVID batches. So again, challenging what they learned online, and what are the expectations and aspiration levels. So yeah, I mean, this is I think now become a perennial issue about resources, human resource. That is challenge that we are currently going through. Yeah, I won't say we solved the thing, but it's still on.
Fantastic.
So you're being very humble about
Yeah.
that, that salesperson, and but you have some people who actually appreciate what is. Shobha is here, and she's saying Naveen is an inspiration to many entrepreneurs in our fraternity. So maybe you might be thinking what you are, but that's not the way the world's looking at it. That's thanks Shobha for putting in that note out there. That's brilliant.
And Naveen, just to let you know, underneath the sales cargo and all those people comes the creative people. So we fit in that segment of life.
But now it's completely reverse. Completely reverse. Any kid in 10th and standard, they all want to be in creators. So now all the brilliant guys are coming to industry now. So
So thank you. But Naveen, I know that you've been a member of the first trust group in Chennai, which is Filter
yeah.
Copy, and I want to know about your journey with Ascent. Tell us about it, because we really look at Chennai as the next big city for entrepreneurs, and that's why Harsh had this vision to start Ascent
Right.
chapter in Chennai. So tell us about your journey. Tell us about your trust group and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, initially nobody knew about Ascent in Chennai, and we were part of the group when the launch happened. Mr. Mariwala was there, and Mr. CK from here was there. I mean, there were a lot of eminent guests who spoke about Ascent, and they did not talk so much about Ascent, but they were saying exactly peer-to-peer sharing of two business owners, and what are the learnings that we can have from each other without expecting to do business with each other, which is very very unique concept, because as business owners, when you meet somebody, next thing is what business we can do with each other. So that is something which was very clear and very refreshing in a way, because people already had their burnouts with, I don't want to name network which do uh, peer-to-peer businesses, but they're a little burnt out with that. And here there was no expectations of that. Learning was very important, and it was not just talk, because especially when I joined the Ascent group, and Ajit was the one who led us. He was the initiator and he was the facilitator for us, and he showed us examples what his trust group and other trust group which is already there in Ascent are doing. So it was to watch and learn those people and to implement in our team. And as the year goes by, I learned so much from colleagues who are not from my industry but as entrepreneurs, especially my industry, which is very traditional. I learned a lot about tech, which I used to find it very fascinating. They used to burst my bubble by saying, Naveen, it's only 10-year-old technology. So when I sit with the tech guys, so it was so nice to learn from them. uh, we never talk about employee compensation with our competitors, so which is very refreshing. When I talk to other business owners very openly, what are the salaries here, how do I take it forward. And especially the owners or the stakeholders or the partners dynamics, which is something which we discuss very openly, because it's all, everybody's going through the same thing, so how to make it better, rather, rather than cribbing about it, how to make it better, how to make it work. Now I think most of us are in stage where, in my trust group, where people talking about the second generation into the business, even though everybody started their business except for one of their businesses second generation. That's all is first generation, but now they're coming to a stage second generation, whether how to go about the transition and all those things. um, yeah, that is business wise. Personally also, I definitely believe that things like we can check about each other's health, we hold accountable to each other, then personal development, because every time we meet, you say, hey, what did you learn new, you want to share with us, things like that. And also focuses back on things in life which are important, like your family, your health, your kids, and things like that. So which is discussed on a monthly basis with your colleagues. So I mean, it's an overall package, and Ascent is living up to what it promised to. So
Amazing. Naveen, I just want to pick your brains because you're from the logistics business, and you have a government of India which is talking about the Sagarmala and how to use the waterways and everything. Why don't you share with us some insights into what is this whole thing the government is talking about, and why is it so underutilized in India, and what is the kind of potential that the Sagarmala project has?
So basically, Sagamala project says that we need to connect bigger ports to smaller ports. So again, like the hub and spoke mechanism. So India has a huge coastline, and we can easily develop more than 3 to 400 active smaller ports. What can they carry? They can carry container, they can carry loose cargoes, they can carry anything which is currently being carried by road or which is currently being carried by rail. Obviously, it is cheaper. Number one. Number two, is a cleaner way to carry the cargo, and number three, is much more safer way to carry the cargoes. What it's going to do is that it's going to reduce the burden on the current infrastructure that we have, or road or rail per se. So where more things can be done. And secondly, when you create capacities, all industries also come in. So if, for example, if you're creating a port, it's going to be so convenient for any manufacturer to come near to the port and set up their plant, because port can also bring energy. For example, we are still going to be dependent on the conventional energy like the coal and things like that. We import most of the coal. For example, if you want to set up a heavy industry and you also have a coal port near to you, the coal will be reaching you much faster. Just an example. So like this, there are so many. India need to focus more on manufacturing. Also, that's where government focus is. So when you go into manufacturing, we're going to import and export a lot of commodities. So uh, we've done very well as a country on the IT and the softer side of the business. But government focus is back on the manufacturing. And for manufacturing, logistics has to be efficient, economical, and easily available. So that's what the focus is all about. Government's focus about the logistics and Sagarmala as such. Yeah.
Fabulous. I mean, tell us a little about your personal life, about your family, your hobbies. Tell us what you do in your spare time. How do you maintain a work-life balance?
Yeah. So
Apart from moving cargo, anything other than moving cargo, what do you do?
yeah. So I mean that is I would say, I mean, it's part of life, moving cargo. I mean, so it's very difficult to get out of it, the work mode. But okay, I've not created much of a hobby side of it, because I travel a lot. With that itself, I meet different kind of people, and so eating out and stuff like that. So it's always been there as one of the hobbies, which I passion rather. Other than that, I mean, when I'm at home, I'm most of the time I'm spending more time, to spiritually develop myself. I read a lot of Bible, and I spend time with my family on the same stuff. Because my kids are teen now, 17 and 14. So they need to be more grounded, because there's so much influence in the world. So I just want to influence by the word also. So that is what we spend more time. Of course, my wife, she, I know her from my college days. So she was a HR professional, and she quit a job to take care of complete family. So most of the tougher job is left to her, what with children and their education and the family stuff. I just go to office and come back, so it's much easier for me. But yeah, my dad is there, and my dad and father-in-law both stay close to my place, and so it's a very small nuclear family. But my dad and father-in-law are there along with us, so that's about it.
That's great.
So yeah,
So,
yeah.
Aleem, you know what? So, I can connect with Naveen. Moment your kids get into the teens, now you get spiritual. That's it. That is very. You
Because
need God's help to now intervene.
you hope and you
Absolutely.
pray कि मैंने जो बनाया वो ठीक निकला कि नहीं निकला.
That's very clear. If they are in the teens, you need God's help after that.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. I totally agree. Mm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, amazing. And Naveen, it's been fun listening to you,
Thank you so much.
especially from understanding from a logistics personality, from a logistics background, which is so diverse. And I guess we all take help on logistics, but we tend to miss out what really happens. And seeing that opportunity and hearing your journey is fascinating. And moving and especially professionals moving into entrepreneurship and
Right.
starting off is amazing as ever. So thank you so much. We
Thank you.
just have about 3-4 minutes to wind up,
Right.
and thank you so much for having taking time out and being on our show today. Thank you very
Thank you.
Thank you,
much.
Naveen. See you
Really.
soon. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks a lot for keeping it interesting. Bye.
Thanks. Yeah. All right, guys. So we have a few minutes to wind up. So today you saw Naveen here tell us his story about his entrepreneurial journey on our 13th episode. So, two action points. If you are an entrepreneur, just happy doing what you're doing, follow us on the social media channels. I don't know if you are aware, I posted it even at the last time. You should check out this link. All right, linktree.ee stroke Ascent Talks. Just memorize this, and if you go here, it will actually take you to all the links as to where these shows are hosted on. So you have YouTube, LinkedIn, Spotify, Amazon, Apple Podcasts. So if you don't get time to even catch up live, you can always catch up here or while you're driving. And that's a great way to stay connected and hear some fascinating stories of various successful entrepreneurs. But if you believe that you would like to be part of the Ascent cohort, then you should visit ascentfoundation.in. Get to that website and make an application. And that's the link which is there on the screen right now, ascentfoundation.in. Apply for a membership. It's not like a membership that you pay, go and wanting to watch a movie, or like PVR has come up with like a membership scheme to watch 100 movies or some crap, something like that. So you pay and then you can sit down and you can watch it. It doesn't work that way, right? This is a not-for-profit thing. Go there, make an application, tell us who you are, and an Ascent team, it's an organized approach. An Ascent team is going to get in touch with you, and they're going to evaluate you. And if you're truly growth ready, they would be very happy to make you part of the cohort. And like how Naveen said, it's always an interesting journey to be part of Ascent. You learn from other entrepreneurs. You learned not just about business, learn from their experiences, learn about other industries, and a lot about your personal development. And entrepreneurship is anyway a lonely journey, and the trust group at Ascent can become a bouncing board for you. They don't advise you, but you can learn from other people. Isn't that so, Ali? How's it been for you?
Yes, absolutely. Ascent is something that is going to change the way the industry and this country is going to, prosper. So it's helping every single entrepreneur that's in the cohort. So if you're not a member, then figure out how to get it done. And like Ajit has correctly told you, the methodology to go about it. But पूरा MBA याद आ जाएगा, पूरा MBA का process याद आ जाएगा. So remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be prepared and have the patience to fill up that form, put in that data, and
Go
it's
for a group interview.
850
Go for a person
entrepreneurs.
interview. Everything.
Yeah, that's right. Go for it, and then eventually, when you become part of those 850 entrepreneurs, it's like energy here. I mean, you can come there thinking that my world is collapsing, and then suddenly realize you are way better off than everybody. So take that first step, go out and make that application. And we are going to come back to you next Friday with another interesting story. So
See
thank
you
you very
then, guys.
much. You have a great weekend, Aleem, and to all our viewers,
Thank you,
have a
Ajit.
super
Everyone
weekend.
have a
Take
great
care.
weekend ahead. See you there.
Bye bye. See you. Bye bye.